Hey guys, Theme Park Mark here. Starting another video off in a hotel. This is another challenge video. 2 parks in one day. Just like the Trips Trail Holiday Park vlog that I did a little while back. That was a lot of fun, so I decided I'm going to try and do it again. This time with Walygator Park and Nigloland, both in France. Walygator is about a 2.5 hour drive from here in Roost, Germany. And then Nigloland, I think, is about an hour, hour and a half drive. Kind of have shortened hours today, 10:30 to 5:30 for both parks. So it's kind of a short window. And 10 coasters to get between the two parks, 3 in Walygator and 7 at Nigloland. So is it possible? I have no idea, but let's go find out. Excited to take you guys along with me. Giddy up. Let's get the show on the road. Just left the hotel in Ringheim, near Roost, Germany. About to hop on the Autobahn. Going back to France, going back to Paris. Pretty thick fog here in Germany, setting the mood. So I actually misspoke earlier. It's actually 4 coasters. That's at Walygator, not 3. And then there's 6 at Nigloland. So still a total of 10. I was just a little confused about how many there were at each park. Just double check my notes. Crossing back over into France. It's been a while since headed towards Walibi, Belgium from Paris. Geez, that was day 3. That was a while back. The trip's kind of flown by. Had a great time in Europe, so definitely will be back for more in the future. Hopefully near future. 2 more parks today, 10 more coaster credits, hopefully, if all goes well. We shall see. Welcome back to France. Fog has lifted, finally. Still about 64 miles to Walygator. Still estimated arrival of about 35 minutes before park open. So I'm probably going to take a break at some point. No rush. Try and get there maybe about 15 to 20 minutes or so before park open. Heading into Metz. About 13 miles from Walygator. I think it's €5 for parking. I didn't see any way to pay online ahead of time, so figure this out. Now with Asterix and Disneyland, both the 2 parks in France at the start of the trip, you pay at a booth ahead of time, like most US parks. Aiming to maybe leave by 1:30 or 2. Don't really know how long it's going to take me to get through the coasters. It's a Saturday, so there could be some lines. That's €5 for parking. Nigloland, I think, is free from what I was seeing. Free parking, not free admission. So we just randomly pulled over. Go find parking. Solar panel parking here. Alright, let's head in. Alright, heading on in. Walygator. Probably head back to Monster first. Looks like it's towards the back of the park. Just got a quick glance at the map. I normally don't try to deal with new parks, but on a challenge day, I like to look ahead, plan ahead a little bit. So everyone got in one giant line. There's one line that's like wide open with nobody in it, so I don't know what's going on. I don't know why everybody's in line over there, where it looks like this is open. I'm very tempted to go into that line, but I don't know if it's like some special entrance or express entrance or something, but it's much shorter than all these others. I'm just gonna stay put. About 10 minutes till park open. Alright, and we're in. So I was just taking a look at like the route to Nigloland, and I guess I underestimated how long it was actually gonna take. Is that the gator? So it was saying about a 2.5 to 3 hour drive, but it was like 130 something miles. So I'm thinking maybe when I checked it the other night, it was probably about an hour and a half or 2 hours. Maybe there's traffic right now, and that's why it's like 2.5 to 3 hours. So I'm hoping that the traffic maybe dies down. So definitely gonna have to hurry to get all 10 coasters today. But I'll do my best. It's a nice little entrance street here. Got my ticket online ahead of time. So it's just a QR code to scan in. Very easy. So I'm gonna head to the back of the park and check out the reason that I'm here. B&M Invert, Monster. The main reason I'm here anyway. There's a wooden coaster and I think a looping coaster as well as a kiddie coaster. Those are the 4. So let's do Monster first. Looks like there's a wave swinger here. Gotten a few of those in on this trip. Themed monsters to the right, so that's where I'm gonna head. So far, very quiet. It's like a plane ride right there. Also a wooden coaster. I haven't seen it go around yet. Just making my way to the back of the park here. It's a nice park. If it had a few more coasters, I might have even made it a full day park. Probably could have and maybe stretched it out, but I figure Nigloland is worth a look as well. Just gonna have to hurry. Got a log flume over here. Still head to the back corner. I see a B&M. From what I hear, it's pretty good. B&M Invert, Monster. Wish I could do some flat rides today, but it's all about the coasters once again. Fun little challenge. We got a wacky worm here. I'll do that next. Oh, I hope it's open. Just sitting there right now. We might just be waiting for riders. Like we're on our way back. Oh, I see a line. It's not good. Cannot afford to be delayed too much here today. Looks good. Hopefully they open very soon here. Well, someone spoke to the staff. They said something in French and then people started leaving, so that can't be good. Maybe I'll have a quick go on the wacky worm and go check out the wooden coaster and maybe come back. get any B-roll there, just walked right up and walked right on it. Still doesn't look like there's any activity at Monster, so wooden coasters next. Then maybe the looper, and then I'll come back to Monster. That's the plan anyway. Alright, so here's a map. There's the Wacky Worm, Monster, wooden coaster. According to the map, it's like right by the wooden coaster. Did I walk by the entrance? I didn't see anything. Maybe I'll go back and take a quick look. And then the Arrow Looper is the other coaster. Obviously there's a lot more to this park too. Terror House actually sounded interesting. Where is that? Number 12 on the map. Up here. I'm sure I'll come back to this park at some point. Yeah, I totally walked by it a few times. Anaconda is the name of the wooden coaster. It's this path right here. On the other side of the flat ride there is the Wacky Worm. No big entrance sign, just a barrel. Well, let's give this a ride. And here we are, I guess. Or at least get closer. I see a sign now. This is a William Cobb wooden coaster. See how it is. That was pretty good. Actually very smooth, very comfortable. That second left turn though, that second drop, it's a little bit uncomfortable, but the rest of the ride was great. Had to sit near the back, just simply because it's on one train and they were loading that one. So I just like picked the first available row that I saw. So try and continue on. So 2 down, 2 to go in this park. I think I'm gonna walk over to the looper now. It's a Wacky Worm. See people going into the station now for Monster, so change of plans. I'm gonna give this a ride. EM invert monster. Train's back in the station, but we're all stuck here on the stairs for some reason, and no one's lined up. Not sure what's going on. Alright, they let people in. Gonna go for back row ride. Kids went running up to the front row. Actually good though. So let's have a ride. Monster. Back row on Monster. People at row like insisted on sitting on the ends for some reason. I guess they have their preferred seat. So I'm like sitting in between a group. Well, is what it is. I'm gonna go around again for one more ride. Not sure if I'll be able to catch this next train, but we'll do maybe the one after. Solid ride. Very similar to Raptor at Cedar Point in terms of the layout. Pretty intense helix there at the end. A lot of the same elements as Raptor, almost in the same order too. So yeah, very solid ride, very good B&M invert. It's only 11:15, so I think I'm doing pretty well on time. I think I have enough time for at least one more ride on this. I'm gonna wait for the next train. Does seem a little shorter than Raptor, but a lot of the same elements, very, very similar. Solid ride, solid invert. Operations are a little strange. They're like not letting people wait for the rows until after the train comes back into the station. So very inefficient, but with it being so quiet, it's perfectly all right. Just a little strange. All right, I'm going to continue on over to the Vekoma Looper now, which is the last of the 4 credits to get. Yeah, they're just holding people on the stairs until after the train comes back into the station, people are off, and then they let people go in and line up for the rows. Very, very inefficient, but with no line, no complaint from me. Just observation. Headed into a land of wonders. Looks like the Vekoma Looper. It's called Comet. That's the last of the 4 coasters to do here at Walygator. Still, like I said, there's plenty of other rides to do too. But I'm focusing on the coasters, and with a long drive down to Nigloland, kind of got to get going. But I'm glad to have gotten that front row ride on Monster. That was a good ride. Plenty to do here for families as well. You could probably make it into a full day park. I think for a single adult like me, probably half day would be sufficient to try and do kind of everything, all the flat rides that at least an adult can do or feel comfortable on. But probably don't want to do what I'm doing unless you really want to collect coaster credits. But it's a fun little challenge. I enjoyed that back in Germany last week. Trips drill in Holiday Park. So I figured I'd do it again one more time before heading back home. Nice little plane ride here. That looks kind of crazy. With inversions. Wonder if you control the inversions, or is it just do it on its own? I might actually try that. That looks like fun. Oh, meanwhile, there's a Vekoma Looper over here. Not quite sure where the entrance is. It's called Comet. The entrance is right under the vertical loop. So let's give this a go. Haven't seen a train going around yet. Hope it's open. Looks pretty basic. A couple corkscrews, vertical loop, and a helix. Let's have a ride. This must just be the standard operating procedure here at this park. Again, I'm held up by a gate with no one waiting at the gates for the rows. So I'll probably be let in once everybody gets off that ride, off the coaster. Very strange, I've never seen that before. Well, I'm the next in line, so let's have a front row ride. Comet. not much to it. As I said, a little bit of headbanging, but not too bad. About what I expected. I think I'm gonna check out this flat ride next, and then probably head on out. Maybe grab a bite to eat before leaving. Yeah, comment. All 4 coasters done, and it's not even noon yet. G-Lock is the name of it. Let's see if I can find the line and catch the next cycle. If only I could read entrance this way. Oh well, I'll get the next one. It's a nice themed area too, by the way. Also the shot tower, I think it is. Space shot right there. It's very space themed. Let's have a ride on the next cycle, G-Lock. That's really cool. Well, that was an excellent ride. Very fun. Very good hang time. The restraints actually aren't too cumbersome, I think. It's actually pretty comfortable. A couple times you get hung upside down for a little bit, so the blood kind of rushes to your head, and it is a little dizzying at times, but that was a fun ride. Obviously, you don't control the spinning because you're on there with 3 other people. But yeah, excellent flat ride. I think up next I'm gonna grab a bite to eat at the park here, Walygator, and then I'll start making my way over to Nigloland. See if I can get the remaining 6 credits done. I think I did well here. 2 rides on Monster, got all coasters done, and a flat ride. I feel satisfied so far. Done really well. Of course, like I said, there's plenty more to this park. I do want to check out, what is it called? Terror House at some point. Sounds interesting, although jump scares are not my thing. Gotta figure out how to get out of here. Start heading towards the exit. It's not a huge park, but it was a little maze-like in the middle here. Anyway, I'll find some place to eat and head out. There's Terror House over there. Let me know in the comments, am I missing something great here? Or if you don't like jump scares, then am I making the right decision? by kind of skipping this for now, let me know. Yet another pretty park. Operations are a little strange at Walygator, at least for the coasters, like I mentioned earlier. But it is a nice park. Just needs a few more coasters, I think, to bring in the thrill seekers. Alright, so you pay for the parking in the gift shop, and they give you a little token to use at the gate. So heading out, Walygator. Gonna head towards Nigloland next. Hopefully have at least 3 hours at that park, maybe a little less. Very quiet day here for being a Saturday. There's a few cars around the parking lot. The park just didn't seem that busy. I hope Nigloland's the same way. I can hear the B&M roar from here. And monsters all the way at the back of the park. In the front, in the parking lot here. Craziness. There's Pikachu. Alright, let's get going. As I mentioned, pay for parking inside, €5. They give you a little token. So I'm guessing that's what I use on the gate to head out. Parking just works a little different at different parks. So I'm going to do this one since that has a fence. There we go. Just making sure not to drop it. Just my luck, I would drop it and it would roll under the car or roll under a car in the other lane. Lost forever. Alright, heading out. So still said about 2.5 hours to Nigloland. Looks like we might be headed into some weather here. On the D2 now, I think. 45 miles on this, 81 miles total to go. Hopefully it's not storming, but actually that might be a blessing in disguise because since I paid for a ticket, I don't have to use it if it's storming and I can just come back tomorrow. I've got a few extra days here that I didn't plan anything. So I was going to maybe do some sightseeing. I could also head to another park here. In this case, I can head back to Walygator. Don't mind the drive. It's actually been very pleasant. It's a rental car. It's not my car. I don't mind putting the miles on it. So yeah, I wouldn't mind coming back tomorrow. We'll just have to see how the weather is when I get there. And just make a decision then on what to do. The main highway and it started pouring rain. Oh, it's sprinkling right now, but it was pouring a second ago. 32 miles to Nigloland. 51 minutes it says, so looks like it's just going to be kind of small roads until then. Looks like the weather kind of clears up ahead though, so I've still got a decision to make. Do I want to carry on, use my ticket today, try to see how many coasters I get in, or come back tomorrow? Or I could do both. It's about €41 to get in, so it's not too expensive. It's not Disneyland prices. So we'll see. We'll see how much I can get done, and if it makes sense to come back down again tomorrow. Try to finish up the rest of the coasters and kind of explore the park. We'll just have to see how it goes. Let's continue on. These small towns are beautiful. Look at these buildings. This church. Wow.
15 miles from Nigloland. Cat on a car. Still about a 3 o'clock arrival, so should have about 2.5 hours. There's actually more time than I had at the holiday park. Continuing on, these are just some beautiful small towns I'm going through here. Here we go again. Another small town. Beautiful. My goodness. This is actually real. It's really quiet here too. I don't see any traffic, don't see any people. If everybody just stays in on the weekends, I don't know. Driving through the French countryside, listening to Duran Duran. It's just been a gorgeous drive the last like 10-15 miles or so. Maybe I will come back down tomorrow just to explore the area a little more too. It's just breathtaking. And I see deer scampering around. Wow. Their own hotel. Oh, so it's kind of in the middle of nowhere here, at least from what I've seen. Maybe there's a big city nearby that I don't know about. Looks like a parking lot. Looks like there's a lot of cars here. A lot busier than Walygator, that's for sure. See where I can park. Guess it's just kind of a free-for-all here now. Alright. I'll head on in. Well, this park is much bigger than I was expecting. Way busier than Walygator was earlier. I can hear coaster noises happening. But it's pretty far off. This looks like quite a hike too. I have about 2 hours 15 minutes left before advertised park close, which is 5:30. I don't know if they extend hours like Europa Park does. Probably not. Yeah, a lot of cars here. I might just come back tomorrow. Might be, it's probably the more sensible thing to do since I don't have anything planned. I don't know, I kind of want to check this out today. I guess the ticket was like, I think it was like 39 or 40 euros. So not ridiculously overpriced. I don't know, it might be worth it to come back and check it out. It's a beautiful area too, so yeah. Maybe I'll come back tomorrow as well. See how much I can get done. I'm expecting some fairly long lines, but I do want to at least check out Alpina Blitz, which is an Intamin mega coaster. Not sure if it's a new style one like Conda or an older style like Expedition G-Force. I'm gonna continue to head towards the entrance here. I can see like 3 coasters, actually 4 coasters over here. But it looks like the entrance is way down this way, so quite a bit of walking. Hearing Jurassic Park music blaring nearby. Wonder what kind of ride is back here. Still making my way to the entrance. It's been quite a walk. Some music. Alright. An elaborate security checkpoint set up. I had no idea where to go, so I just kind of walked through and went straight to the entrance, scanned in. We're inside. Lots of pumpkins. Getting ready for Halloween, I guess. Still a little early though. It's not even mid-September yet. Anyways, I'm gonna make my way all the way to the back of the park and check out the Intamin first. Or if there's any coasters along the way that I see that doesn't have a long line, then check that out. Maybe I will come back tomorrow for more. Liking this park so far. Reminds me a little bit of Europa Park. Little plane ride. It's more like the one at Toverland and not the one from earlier today. Definitely the most happening part of the park. Lots of rides here too. So this is why I'm here. I think I'm gonna try and ride it first. Alpina Blitz. Alright, just sitting in the queue. It says 25-minute wait. Let's ride. So this is actually a Mack mega coaster, not Intamin. I was gonna say, I thought the track looked a little like Mack instead of Intamin. Either way, still looks like a good ride. Probably gonna do the water coaster next, Krampus. Just running one train, but dispatches are very quick, so the line has just kept moving. Fantastic. It's been about 15 minutes so far. Alright, let's go for a front row ride. Alpina Blitz, Mack Mega. Solid ride. Even 100 feet tall, I'm not even sure. I'll have to look at the stats on that. The Mack Mega Coaster is what it's classified as. Kind of pint size, but good fun, good airtime. I think I'd still prefer Blue Fire at Europa Park, but it's a good ride. Probably be better on the back. Not sure if I'm gonna have enough time to try that out once I come back tomorrow. But for now, there's 5 more coasters and about an hour and a half to do them in. I still have to find them as well. So that's gonna be a challenge. Alpina Blitz. Glad to have gotten that in though, front row. Just a solid, fun ride. Nothing spectacular, I think. Just pure fun. Packs a little bit of a punch. Anyways, onward. I saw there was a Mack indoor coaster on my checklist. This looks like a show building for a coaster, so I'm gonna check this out over here first. Yeah, this should be it. Spatial Experience, Mack indoor coaster. Don't really know what to expect. I think this is it. I have no idea. It's walking into the darkness. I have no clue what's going on. There's something going on the other side of the door there. I'm gonna head back out and look around a little bit more. Okay, this is more like it. I don't know what that other room was. This is led me down a dark stairwell. There's that room over there. You just hear all kinds of stuff happening on the other side. I was like, I don't think this is right. It's more like it. Well, I made it. Let's ride. Not sure how much you're gonna see on the POV. The best way to describe that is Can coaster meets Space Mountain. Got a spiral lift hills like Can. It kind of started out like Eurosat Can coaster as well, some smooth turns. Then it started to get very janky like Space Mountain, and pretty much stayed that way the rest of the ride. Just kind of bracing myself. So my back is still a little bit sore. Where am I headed? I'm gonna go to the water coaster next. There's that Wild Mouse, and then like a kiddie coaster kind of down the row here. Then I was looking at the map and it looks like there's a mine train at the far corner, and there's no easy way to get to it, so not sure if I'm gonna be able to squeeze that in since there's about an hour and 15 left. I'm gonna start with these 3 coasters and see where we're at after that. Alright, so this 25-minute wait. Hopefully it's less than that. Don't have a whole lot of time. That's of my own doing, of course. And it's all part of the challenge. Krampus Expedition. This is a Mack water coaster. And it looks pretty good. I'm actually excited to ride this. a little bit longer than expected, but about to do front row. Hopefully it's not a soaker.
Ah oui, allez-y. Bah, c'est de l'eau gelée quoi. Là, on va bien être gelé nous. C'est pas drôle si c'est pas gelé. Et là, on va s'envoler là. Ah là, on va s'envoler. Ah, je crois maintenant. Ah, ça va les coudes. Attention, j'étais comme ça. Là, elle.
A little nervous about getting soaked in the front row, but actually wasn't that bad at all. Only a light sprinkle. And, well, it did take quite a bit. The line itself, it was actually closer to about 40 minutes. So that leaves me with about 15 minutes left in the day. I don't think there's any way I'm fitting in all 3 coasters that remain. So, that said, I'm gonna head back to the Mac Mega Coaster here, Alpina Blitz, for one last ride. I'm sure I'll be back to this park at some point, making a note, along with Trips Drill. Park I definitely got to come back to. There's a lot more here too. There's a dark ride, a couple boat rides, various flat rides that actually look really fun. So this park is definitely worth coming back to and exploring. Could do it tomorrow, but I think I'm gonna opt for sightseeing and just kind of a relaxing day in Paris to close out this trip. So let's head back for one more ride on this. Alright, last ride of the trip. Guess we'll make it another front row, Alpina Blitz. Everybody else took the back for some reason. Probably because it's better on the back, but I'll take the front row views. Let's ride. first front row ride on Alpina Blitz. That brings an end to my visit here at Nigloland. And an end to my coaster trip, theme park trip to Europe. The very first coaster trip to Europe, and shouldn't be my last. And the question at the start of the day was, can I get all 10 coasters done at the 2 parks? And the answer, no. I did get 10 rides in, and I think like maybe with slightly extended hours, it's probably possible to get all 10 coasters in. Just ended up being a little bit busier here at Nigloland than I anticipated. I was hoping for holiday park crowds and did not get that. So that water coaster ended up taking 40 minutes to do. But this is still a good ride. And this park is definitely something I'll be back for. There's still a dark ride, there's still a couple boat rides, drop tower, quite a few flat rides as well to check out. So there's definitely much more to this park that I'll be back for in the future. And it's not too far from Paris, probably about a 2.5 hour drive. That's where I'm headed back to tonight. Gonna do some sightseeing in Paris tomorrow to finish off this trip. Thanks so much guys for watching, sticking around to the very end. Hopefully you enjoyed this vlog as well as all the other vlogs from this trip. There's plenty of them, and I'll put them in a playlist as well. So with that, signing off from Nigloland and signing off from Europe. Take care, guys. I'm back home in the United States already, and not quite. A strange layout this park has. You have to walk the entire layout on the way in and on the way out. Interesting.